Dancing with the Stars came in, and I was just like, this I have never done. That feeling of not wanting to quit, I have very strong.
Hello, my billion-dollar baby, and welcome back. I am your host, Tara Electra, and on this podcast, we break down the billion-dollar ideas from today's cultural leaders who push past the traditional route to create their very own pathway to success. Today's guest has built a worldwide brand with over 100 million followers. She has been recognized by the 30 most influential people on the internet by Time magazine, ranked as top influencer by Forbes magazine, made multiple of her own songs go viral, has been seen on amazing TV shows such as Jimmy Fallon and now on Dancing with the Stars. This person is the definition of taking social media and turning it into stardom. So help me in welcoming Lele Pons. Yay!
Thank you for having me.
Have you.
Thank you so much for having me, Tara. I love you.
I love you.
I love you so much.
You're one of my favorite people I feel like I've met, like in the
recently.
last 2 years. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. You are too. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
You've been such like a pleasant surprise for me because when you meet someone that's like super well known and stuff, you don't know how they are in real life, and you're like
literally
such a big heart and
the
so
same
loving,
person.
and I'm like, so you are really that person in real life. I want everyone to know. So
Oh, thank you so much. You can talk to me anytime. I'm that type of person that like when like people like or supporters come up to me and they're like, hey, how are you? You know, you usually say, oh, I'm good, but how are you back? And I'm like, actually, I have had a horrible day. Like,
Yeah.
I will tell you what's going on in my life with no filters.
you're like, it's okay. We're going to be friends now.
Yeah. Let me tell you actually what happened.
And I see you have all these fans running up to you, and you're so sweet to them. You take photos with all of them, and you care about them, and it's so adorable.
I do. Like, I feel like we're
Yeah.
all friends.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, like, if they support me, like, the thing is, like, I support so many people, like Shakira or like Taylor Swift, and I'm like, if I meet them, how would I want them to react to me?
Yeah.
Like to react.
That's true. Yeah, that's so true. Because they always say you don't want to meet like your idols.
No.
But like you would want people to want to meet you.
Exactly.
So that's cool that you're like
I want to be
that.
approachable.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah. So obviously you've done so many things in your career, and I was just telling you, I'm like really going to try to recap them all. And you went from Vine to YouTube to TikTok to Instagram to music to TV,
hosting
to films to
really
hosting. So how did you, before we get into all that, how did you get started on Vine, and like what made you interested in it?
Well, when I started on Vine, there was no name for influencer or social media star, anything. It didn't exist.
Wow.
So I started just for fun. Like, it didn't start because like, oh, I want the followers. I mean, that wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
You know,
It was like before.
yeah, exactly. So it was something very authentic. Like, I was in school. I really didn't like school. I mean, you should definitely stay in school, but I didn't really like it. I wasn't really brilliant. I wasn't really smart. And I just did this to like a hobby. Like, if you love, when you love something like water polo or you're into soccer. I was into like making videos, and I started doing it, and it just like became like a everyday thing. I didn't know there's no rule book that you have to post every day, that you have to do this type of content or this type of hashtag. So I just did it by myself. Like, I was just like posting every day for fun. And then it starts to pick up. I was the only high school girl doing Vines. So there you go with the audience that is in school and it's relatable for them. So I went through phases. I was doing like stunts, and then I was doing relatable stuff, and I was doing music stuff in the Vine. So it was like
That's so cool. Yeah, you got to like play around with it.
I went to
and
play
have
around
no
with it.
rules.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing, because nowadays it feels like there's so many rules.
Yeah. No. Well, actually, back in the day, for those people who were on Vine back in the day, if you copied each other like an idea, it was really bad. Right now on TikTok, you have to do trends. You have to copy each other. You have to do the same kind of videos or dances. Back in the day, if you did that, like if somebody posted a video, it was so different, So right now, it's like everyone's more connected. Before, it was just like you're in your own lane,
Yeah, like you
she
need to
is
stand
this,
out.
he is that. Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There was way less people than doing
Yes,
it,
of
though.
course. Yeah.
And it would be weird to copy someone back then. You're like, why are you copying me?
Yeah, exactly. It was more like, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Back up.
Yeah. And then that before Vine started dying, I was like, no, I'm gonna go to Instagram. So I went to Instagram
Wow.
and then YouTube and then Instagram again and then TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into all that, I want to ask you, like, when you started making videos, what was the video that you felt like catapulted you or made you feel like, oh shit, I have something here?
Every single video had a moment. You know, it was the first video that got into the popular page, which was like me, like it was me waking up my mom with a horn. It was like the first one that went to the popular page. Then it was the first one that was number 1 on Vine, which was one that I was doing like a stunt on top of a car. Then it was this. Every single video for me has been a part of going to that goal of where I am today.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I think it's crazy because when you're even if you post a lot of videos, I still remember each video, what it meant for me. And I think one of the time that I was like, wow, I'm super proud, like I'm doing really good, is when they put the loops. Remember loops? Mm-hmm. Loops was like the views. And I was the only one who reached 1 billion views. It was like the most viewed person on Vine. And I was like, well, it's probably because I'm posting every single day in school. But that was when I was like, oh my God, I have a title now. I have something, because I wasn't the most followed on, like, it was definitely the most viewed. And after that, Vine died and I went to Instagram. And I was like, and Instagram, I was really like, nobody like, so I went to Instagram and then I went to YouTube, and on YouTube, I started doing skits. And I remember this skit. I remember the skit of, Super Mario and Toy Story and, like the Powerpuff Girls and all these skits. Each one led me to something, like, and you look back and like, not a lot of people get these numbers anymore, but I think that back then YouTube was more than it is today, almost, like before, like you go back and it's like people would get like just like 80 million views, this type of, like, yeah, like you see all my videos, I don't know if you're gonna you go to see all my videos, and I think like 30 of them have over 80 million.
Wow.
Or 60 million. And my most skit video, which was the Super Mario one, has over 200 million views.
Wow.
Like, and then music, then it came the music. I did music, I did Celoso, Se Te Nota, and those have 500 million, you know what I mean? Like, crazy. Or 400 million. So it's just like everything, like, it was never, my career has never been from one day to another. It's been it's been 10 years and I'm still figuring my stuff out. I'm still, going up or growing. And it's never like I made it. And you should never say I made it, because I didn't get this far to just get this far.
Yeah.
It's, if you love what you're doing, it's not like, okay, I made it. I got here. Now I can rest. No, if you love it, you continue.
That's so true.
So I've continued. And like, for example, in 2 years, 10 years, we're going to be talking about this moment and be like, I remember when I was doing this, and look at where I am now. Maybe I'm married. Like, I am married, but maybe I have a kid.
Yeah, maybe you're a mother and doing a whole nother
thing. Yeah.
That's so cool. So, okay, so rewind. When you went to Vine, how old were you? And then just tell me your age, because I also want to ask another question when you started.
Yeah. So when I started Vine, I was 16 years old.
Yeah, see, that blows my mind.
And now I'm 27. So I've been like...
You were a baby doing this, which is so cool. Like, you started your career so young, which is, like, how was that like for you getting famous online as a kid?
It was crazy. But at the same time, God, it just, like, it was so slow. It was just, I think it's harder for those people right now that get famous overnight, because that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. But I was kind of like, every day was so slow. My first fan, then my first concert, then my first big break, and this and that. You know what? Every single thing was just so slow. Like, I did so many songs before I got this song, and then I did so many videos, thousands, before I got that one video that went, viral. And then I met many managers until I met that manager that was right for me. So it was like a process, a long process that I've gone through.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I actually love that, because that's more realistic. It's very, like, hard to expect yourself to go famous overnight.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, one of, like, starting like last year, I was just like, I've done I'm happy. I've done many things in my life, and then Dancing with the Stars came in, and I was just like, this I have never done. So, you know what I mean? Like, now this is another chapter of my life, and I love that. Now this is dancing, which I've never really been trained to dance. I mean, I've done Dances with Montana. Thank you so much for teaching me everything I know. But I mean, like, so I'm doing this, which is another world. It's national TV and stuff.
Yeah, I want to go into that in a second too. What back then do you feel like, because now you're like one of the biggest creators in the world, like you're probably one of the few large creators in the world that's at your level. What made you stand out? Do you feel so different than so many other creators that started back then?
I think what made me different, because I think everybody is super unique. So I think everyone's different. But I think what made me different is that I don't really talk in my videos. I put music, and it's very physical. So it's international. Everybody can understand it. You don't now have to speak English to understand my videos, and you don't have to speak Spanish. It is international. That's, I think, why I'm able to attract my following, like when you see insights, it's 10%, it's like 12% the US.
Wow.
The rest of the world,
Wow.
So I don't really have one specific one.
Which is so cool.
Which is great. I mean, it's amazing.
And I feel like you really brought out your own culture, which made people like really excited to see that too.
No, for sure. I'm also happy about that. It is also very hard, to keep, because you have to appeal to everybody, because remember, there's many people, and I think this is important. I think there's many people that are not going to find you funny. And remember, as a 16-year-old, my content is gonna change. You know what I mean? So when I was 16, I was so used to this type of content, but then you have to realize you're growing up, so you're doing another type of content, and you're gonna let someone down. You know what I mean? Like before, it was like, oh, I remember that type of content. I miss this type of Lele, and I was like, this type of Lele changed, and this type of Lele changed, and this type of Lele changed. You know what I mean? So I guess like sometimes when I was growing up, I wasn't changing that childish
part of you.
Content. And many people would say it's not funny. But in that moment, I remember that for me, I loved it. And now going back and seeing some stuff, I was like, I'm older. So now I'm doing, let's say, older. It's a process. It's wherever you are in life, it's like leveling up, And I think you see, like when you I think this is for everyone. When you just see what you did back then, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
But in that moment, you loved it. And you have to embrace it. I love that. There's skits that I'm like, ugh. But in that moment, I loved it. And I enjoyed it. And it got me to this type of content. Yes. And then this type of content, one day I'm going to be like, and it was going to get me to another type of content.
That's so cool. That's so true. Wow. I love that. I know there was the time where all of the creators lived in 1600 Vine.
I called it the Vine Academy. We used to all live in Vine Street. And I remember it was amazing. We all collaborated. But I think that after Vine Street, when I moved to another place, I'm going to say like exactly the place, but I moved to La Brea, around there. I already had formed my team, my group of friends. And that was for me more. That was when I went to like YouTube and Instagram and music. I think Vine was the start. And then me evolving was when I met, Hannah or Inanna, or I did with Shots and stuff, and Rudy and Anwar, But before it was just like going from place to place. I mean, someone that has always been there for me also is Logan Paul.
Wow. That's
even
cool.
if he wasn't part of those.
Yeah.
It was someone from Vine that I've always I took with me. Yeah.
That's cool. Did you guys, when you lived in that apartment building, because it was called 1600 Vine.
Yeah.
And you guys were on Vine. So I'm just telling people
weird.
that don't know.
That is weird.
But it was like a huge, because I've been there one time, and every creator's like walking down the hall filming with cameras. So like, what were you guys just walking to each other's door and being like, want to collab today?
Yeah, no. We would just text each other and go from door to door. Hey, do you want to collab today? We were doing nothing else but that. So of course, what else are you doing? When somebody would say like, no, I'm doing something, we would be like, oh, okay. Never ask again. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No. But it was just like a big family.
That's so cool.
It was a really big family. And then when Vine died, that building kind of died.
Yeah.
So
wasn't there like tons of fans outside and crazy shit that started to happen there?
I swear to God, I lived in the building. I never went out. Everything I needed was in that building. We never got out.
That's crazy. Do you have any funny stories from when you were first starting out that you want to share?
When I first started?
Yeah. Or like from around that time when you were coming up on social media, any funny stories
Yeah,
you
yeah.
remember?
I mean, one of the funny stories that, oh my God, one of the first thing, well, no, one funny story that when I started Vine was that I got in so much trouble in Venice because I like jumped in a freaking canal like I'm an idiot, you know,
For the
like what are
video?
you doing? Like looking back at this stuff, and I'm like, why? I look at so many things that I've done in my career, like you know, videos and stuff, and I'm like, I would never, nunca, no. No, I jumped over things like cars and this, and now my body hurts just looking at it. And that's what I'm saying. You evolve, you become more mature.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that
I
makes
think
sense.
that one of the things that sometimes I'm looking back at now because my mentality has changed. Would I do my nose job now? I probably wouldn't.
Wow.
I probably wouldn't. When you're that age, when I got it, was 18 years old, you're not so secure. Like you're not so confident because, you know, it's like you're that young age that is about boys and they, obviously, you know,
Yes.
and you don't feel, and you listen to people that say to you like, oh, you're ugly or you this or you're in my school, in my high school. And then I did it. I did my nose job because I wanted to. And I think thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah.
Kassir. But if I did it today, I don't know if I would do it because I feel really confident and secure. Like when it comes to
Yeah.
like physically. Now mentally and other reasons, no. But physically,
Yeah, you
I
started
started
to
to
love
love myself, and that's why I post a lot about my cellulite, and I
Yeah.
post a lot about like no makeup. I don't have anything. My hair is awful. Like, so I think that you evolve for sure. Like
You're so naturally pretty, so I love you for saying that.
no, it's about the
But I love that you are like you own your look and you own who you
yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah. I know, and I think that
And
I had
that's
a,
beautiful.
I think yeah. Did I have a good nose? No, but it was interesting. It
Yeah.
was an interesting nose.
I didn't even see you back then.
No, yeah, no, I know. And I also think that the pictures that I've posted about my before and after, I literally was a little bit more exaggerated. I had really beautiful ones, but I just got the worst ones. And
You're like, look at me.
yeah, I got the worst ones, but I wasn't that ugly. No.
You've probably heard that one of the biggest careers that Gen Z kids coming up want to be is an influencer.
Yeah.
So what would you tell kids and people coming up that want to do this
Yeah.
for a career? What advice would you give them?
The advice that I would give them is, well, the advice that I would love to give people or kids that want to be an influencer is, are you ready to be criticized and hated and put down every day? Because remember, the more successful you are, the more people are going to want to tear you down. So are you ready for that? I think that's very important because people see all the glamorous stuff and this and that. But if you can surpass that, you're going to have a great career. You know, if you're so true to, if you know who you are and you don't copy anybody and you are doing this for the right reasons, not because you want to be popular or famous or have money, that's when you're going to be authentic and people will see right through you. They're going to see like, oh, he's a clout chaser. He wants this or he wants that. They're going to see, oh no, this girl doesn't care. People love when you don't care about those things that are just like, you know,
That's cool.
make you a person that's just like unlikable.
Yes.
You know? And that, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm very grateful to have come from Vine, because it wasn't a thing. There was no name for it. I did it because I loved it. If I started today, I don't think I would be a famous influencer at all.
Wow.
No, because I don't know. I don't think I would be.
There's just so much pressure now.
No, I think it was the right time.
Yeah.
I came on the right time for me.
Yeah, and that's so beautiful too, because I always hear that, like, anything you're gonna put yourself to, if you're not actually having fun, then like, why are you doing it?
You will see it.
You have to have fun.
You will see it. You will see it. And yes, you will see it. And I think I'm grateful where I started and when I started, because right now you can see, like, I see a couple TikToks of like people saying like, Lele is my childhood. So I'm already a childhood person.
Yeah.
And I love that feeling because I did start 10 years ago. And remember, there's levels of social media. There's the Vine, the YouTube, the Musical.ly, the TikTok, right? And we're here. We're level 5 or 4, right? And I was in level 1. So because of that, I become a childhood person. So I'm very grateful for that because I am 27.
Wow.
So I'm still young.
Yeah, you are so young.
But because I started so young, I've grown up with many people.
Yes.
And I'm so happy and so grateful for that. I like to become a childhood of someone.
I know, I've literally been with you and heard people say that to you. I think a lot of creators go make their own brands when they get a big following, right? Yeah. And you've just consistently been a brand.
I haven't really done that.
Yeah.
I haven't really. One of the things
you
that I
focused
really
on
lack,
you.
no, but I do lack this because I have always just loved what I'm doing, and I don't want to be that type of person that's like, okay, everybody of my followers, go do this, or get this merch. One time I did it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Get this merch. I don't, because, and that's, I lack at that because I could have gotten more advantage of that, the power that I had. But I'm someone that just really like to do videos. Like, I've said no to many brands because if that brand does, even if you want to pay me a lot, if that brand doesn't go or doesn't represent something that I believe, I don't do it. I really don't do it. Like, you can, I don't. It has to resonate with me.
Yeah.
People will also see that. Is this brand something that Lele would do?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? Like, if you give me, like, for example, like, I don't know, a brand deal, like a stunt brand deal. Or like, a stunt brand deal or a Coca-Cola brand deal or something that I love, yes, that's more authentic and people will actually listen to you.
Yes.
But if you're doing something like, I don't know, my God, I don't know.
But just something that doesn't align with your values. You would just not do it.
If I like, for example, if I do a cellulite treatment, people will listen to me.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? But if I start selling, I don't know, lashes, people are gonna be like, people have though. I've tried one time to like sell lashes and like makeup, and it's not me. When have I when, you know me, like,
you're like, I don't care.
No,
you don't care. I remember we went to Catch the other night, and you were just leaving Dancing with the Stars, and your mom's like, can you please put some cute clothes on? You're like putting sweats on. You're like, no, I don't care. I don't care. I was just on Dancing with the Stars. I'm going to
I should care a little bit more because I am married, and my boyfriend's like, pero ponte algo, like put something. I was like, ay, bebé, like, no, like, this is comfortable. I love being comfortable.
I know, same.
So much.
That's why I'm like not a girl that like wears like heels and like a short dress places. I'm like, if I'm not comfortable, I'm not going.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But there's a difference between feeling comfortable and actually taking care of yourself.
Yes.
That's very important too.
True.
Because
that's true.
You know what I mean? Because like, let's just say that. Like, I think that you should be comfortable, but also take care of yourself.
That's true.
That's
true.
Like
because it does feel
like
good
for
to
your
feel
face
good.
and do your hair and your pedicure. Even I lack with the pedicure, but do all that. Now, when it comes to like my nails, I can put fake nails, right? Yeah. But I'm so anxious that I will tear them apart. Like, but that has to do with me, but if I wasn't, I'd probably be going every day to do my nails and stuff like that. But, work out, put moisturizer, put some product in your hair. My hair obviously is horrible because I bleached it a long, long time ago. And it just like forever,
It still looks pretty fine.
Stop it.
It doesn't look horrible.
What are you
I wouldn't say it's horrible. Okay, so you've clearly accomplished so many things. Being on Jimmy Fallon, going on Dancing with the Stars, being on Forbes, Times Magazine, making music, being on films, all these things.
Judging Miss Universe, weird part of my career.
When you have like a goal you want to achieve, what do you have in your mind that makes you be able to get to those places so well?
What makes me get to the goal that I want to get is I really don't want to let myself down because I'm so hard on myself, and when someone says you can't do it, or I say you can't when someone says you can't do it or you can't achieve this goal, and I'm obsessed with that goal, I'm doing it for me, and that's very important. When you start doing it for me, not for other people, that's a big difference. Because you can't control other people, but you definitely can control your response.
That's so true. That's so true. So you're always like, I know I'm like my worst judge. Like I'm my worst critic, but then I'm also like judging myself 24/7. Like, really, Tara, you're gonna be lazy. Get up, go do that thing. Like, I'm really hard on myself too, which I think is important.
Yeah, sometimes. And then I feel like when when you set a goal, right? I think when you set a goal, we're also afraid of failing, or feeling defeat, or feeling like, all this stuff. But that's okay though, to feel like that. It's okay, because get up,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that feeling of, not wanting to quit, I have very strong on that.
That's cool. I love that. That's empowering. Okay, yay. So now let's talk about Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
You're on a huge national television show.
Yeah.
It's iconic. It's
Crazy.
insane. So tell us about how that's been for you. And I know you were about to tell me a story and I was like, don't tell me before we started. So tell us that story.
So, okay. So Dancing with the Stars, one of the best experiences of my life. Really.
That's so
I didn't
cool.
even expect that I was going to be in any show or any dance, anything.
It's so perfect for you.
It is. Yeah. And exactly. I know. It is really weird that I'm in Dancing with the Stars. But you know what I do love is to do something I've never done before. I love doing that. So Dancing with the Stars happened, and I mean, it's very hard. I'm nervous all the time because. So the first 2 dances on Dancing with the Stars, I was very confident. I got it. The first one I practiced for weeks and weeks and weeks, the tango. The second one is Latin day or night, and it was Gasolina. So I felt very into my element, And then recently I did Motown night, and I completely fucked it up. Like I was
That just doesn't even sound like Motown.
Yeah, it's Motown night. So I didn't have any really big relationship to
With
the
the-
song that I was
yeah.
doing. Yes, and it's an iconic song, but I had no relationship to it. So I was getting frustrated at the fact that I wasn't really getting the dance and all this stuff. And it got into my head, and I was so nervous. I was so nervous when I went into this dance because, you start seeing also other people's dances, and then you compare with you. When you start comparing, that's when you're not gonna move forward. You know what I mean? Because if you start comparing, you're not thinking about yourself anymore. You're having bad thoughts about, oh, I'm not gonna do as good, blah, 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 because it is a competition. Don't forget that it's a competition, but don't forget to also have fun. And we're not dancers. You know what I mean? Like I'm here thinking I'm in like a dance. Like
You're a professional dancer.
and I'm not. So when I went to Motown, I fucked it up. I fucked up the dance, and I felt horrible. I felt like I let myself down, the people that supported me down, the judges, my friends, everyone down. So I went to my trailer, and I stood there, and I was crying and crying and crying. And then Brandon, my partner, was like, get up. He was like, get up. Like everyone will have a bad night.
Yeah.
Everyone will fail. You will fail many times. It's not only this one. I'm going to probably fail again, but that's okay. Think about it. Be vulnerable. Like, let it out. Then come back. Go outside. Like, show your face and move forward.
So true.
And then he told me all of that stuff. And I was just like, yeah, but like, look at these comments and look at this. And he was like, okay, let's go check. So I go to Twitter and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check. There was 2 types of comments, right? The ones that were saying like, oh, you're garbage, you're this, you're nothing, go home. And then there was the ones that were like, don't be so hard on yourself, you're gonna get it next time. All the like really, really positive comments. So you have a choice. Which one are you gonna listen to?
So true.
And I decided that day to prove those people that do believe in me, even though I didn't believe in myself, right.
Love that.
I'll give you a reason to believe in me.
I fucking love you. I love you.
Because
so powerful.
Because, and this goes for everybody. I think everybody goes through this, that you're so hard on yourself, and that's okay. To be hard on yourself is okay. To push yourself is okay, but to be mean to yourself is not okay. You can be like, you can do this. You got to focus. You got to keep moving forward. Stop crying, or whatever you want to tell yourself. But if you're like, you're nothing, you're never going to be anything. That's a different thing.
That's so
and
true.
I was in that line of being mean to myself.
Yes.
And when you're mean to yourself, you're blind. And then you start hearing other people be like, no, you're this, you're good. And you don't even believe them.
Yeah.
So I had to get up and be like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to let them down.
So cool. Wow. That made me feel so good. I fucking love that. It's like so much pressure. The fact that you like go dance, first of all, a song you don't even like connect with, and
I
a
don't- I
type
didn't
of
connect-
dance you don't
yeah.
even do, and then you come back and like you having to be in a place to be like, I feel like you I don't know, for me I feel like you probably get so much anxiety about checking your phone, like thinking about going to check and seeing what millions of people
Yeah,
are saying to you is like a
and
lot
it's-
for your mental health on top of it.
No, and remember something. I do have anxiety.
I do too.
I have anxiety. You know
Yeah.
this. I have anxiety. I have many other things. I'm not going to get into all of them, but I have many other things. You know, I've talked about how my OCD. So you're obsessed with being perfect. And when you're so obsessed with being perfect and the details and everything, you don't even have fun. It shows and you fuck up. Because you're so focused on the wrong thing. And the wrong thing is to try to be 100% like
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in this show you should be like, you know, everything has to be okay. But if you're not perfect, move forward and don't get so caught up in that. Just learn from whatever happened and go on, you know? I think that was my biggest thing. I was going into it with the wrong idea, you know? It's about I think what happened last week was my biggest teacher.
Yeah.
You know, it taught me a lot, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy with what happened, because you have to see something positive and something negative. What if last week I didn't do good? But what if in this week that's coming up, or the next week, or the week after that, what if you make a comeback? You're giving those people who are not strong enough and don't have the strength to keep moving forward a reason, and like that it's possible to move forward. You know?
I love that.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I said it in the interview. I said, I'm going to do this for those who don't have the strength to move forward. And
I love you. This is so good. I'm so proud of you. The way that you like digested this all is so like
yeah, no.
inspiring.
And I was bad. Look at this. Like I was really bad. I was really, really bad. Like, let me show you. I'll show you right now. Wait, 1 second. So Mare is, a friend of mine in the thing, and she's like, baby, don't beat yourself up, you're awesome, we'll talk about it. And that was me in my trailer. Aww. Like being so sad, and she was like, no, I love you, come back in. Then I went back in, and I wasn't eliminated, you know, and I had a second chance. And when you have a second chance, you know, learn from what happened, learn from your mistakes, learn from that, and try to do your best after. And if you fail again, you're gonna fail many times, but there will be a time that you won't.
Yes, so
there will be a time that you won't fail, you know?
Yeah, because they're all just, failure is just lessons.
Yeah, no, and it's not that. And I think Denzel Washington said, like, you fail when you stop trying.
That's so true.
You know, that's when you actually fail.
That's so true. Okay, wow.
I bet the people that you have here are not that deep.
Oh, I'm pretty freaking deep, so that's the whole podcast.
You are.
Yeah, I'm like, we have to go deep. I have so many things I want to address.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I'll go into like your whole like life on being with it, but I also want to go into like the depths of what you're saying with, because we have to go deep.
Yeah, of course.
So having anxiety, because I have anxiety and I think a
Yeah.
lot of people do, how do you get over when you're in that place of worrying and overthinking to be perfect and doing something? How do you get yourself out of that and then just come out as your authentic self? Because for you, when I watch you, you like own your power and you just come so like naturally about it that no one looking at you would ever think that you have.
There's two things I do. There's two things I do when I'm nervous. One, I say to myself, nobody gives a fuck. People will move on with their lives. You're the one that's struggling. It's in your head right now. Nobody cares. It's just you.
Wow.
When you realize that, you know, because if I'm anxious and you're not, you move forward. You're going to go to your house. You're going to move, you know, you're going to do your day. Yeah. And I'm going to be stuck like this. So the outcome will be the same. Yeah. You know? So in the process of going into that outcome, how are you going to be? Stressed or not stressed?
Yeah.
Because whatever happens is inevitable. Inevitable.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's one thing I do. Realize that. And then the second thing I do is I'm very visual. And this actually has worked on me many times. This actually works for me. Is I go and I find videos of those people that have passed through the same thing that I'm passing through and have overcome. Because I think that having an idol, having a role model that is going through the same thing that you're going through helps you a lot, you know?
Wow, that's
because
so
you
true.
don't feel alone. And I feel like that feeling of not being alone or having a role model or having someone that went through the same thing that you went through and did good, that helps you when you're nervous. Because you know what I mean?
That's true.
So what I do, for example, when I did, let's say, tango, I'm going to be honest. When I did tango, what did I do the days before? I looked at videos of Rosalia, of her, how empowering she is, how she moves her body and how she doesn't care. Like if somebody, criticizes her or anything, she's just doing her thing. And I'm like, be like that. Don't be her, but be like that. She can do it. You do it too.
That's so cool. I love that. That's such a good thing to think through is like, when you can see someone just like owning themselves and being confident, you're like, it inspires you to be like, okay, I know what it looks like to be their authentic self. And now I can be my authentic self because you really do own your authentic self.
But I do it thanks to when you're anxious, pick that one person that motivates you and is your role model. Look at what she did and make that push you to be kind of like that, and I think that I love examples of people like that. And I think that for me, it doesn't work when someone's like, when you're nervous, you're like, breathe. I'll breathe, but breathe, go outside, drink some water. That doesn't take it away. It's a mental thing.
I know.
And breathing helps a lot, but in that moment, don't focus on your breathing. You have to have that motivation, and breathing is not going to give it to me. This is what I do, and everyone's different. Maybe breathing works for you, maybe drinking water works for you, maybe going for a run, but for me, I need to be inspired to be able to do something. I need to be pushed. I need to feel good. I need to feel not alone for me to do something that I've never done before.
I love that. It's so good for me to hear too, because I was overthinking making this podcast for like over a year. And then I kept being like, oh, it's not perfect enough, or it's not this enough. Oh, I need to do this. And I was like, who am I? I'm not a podcaster. I've never podcasted before in my life. Yeah. So I like judging myself, and then I'm watching other people and I'm comparing and I'm doing all this stuff, and then I'm holding myself back. And then finally I was just like, Tara, screw it. That's why I did it in my bed, because I was like, I don't need to sit there like all professionally in a studio and be like, hello, like, because I'm not that person. So I got to like watch other people and then be confident in themselves. And then I was just like,
it's
okay,
like a little push.
And then I realized, I was like, oh yeah, I thought I had to like dress nice, and then I was like, oh, I don't have to dress in a certain way. I can dress like me. And then I was like, okay, I can let everyone dress comfortable. And then I got out of like my thing.
I love it. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's so cool.
And it's not about comparing. It's about, you were like, not influenced. There's a word that I'm looking for.
Inspired.
Yes. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's great to be inspired. Why do you think, I'm going to talk about that. Why do you think that Taylor Swift has changed so many lives? What do you think?
I don't know, because I'm not like a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I know that's crazy because
Taylor
everyone
Swift fan.
is.
Obviously,
it's the trend at all times.
You see it here in my phone. Like I'm.
Yeah, your background's Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah, my background. Oh, wait. There's like, there it is. Yeah. But why do you think, as someone that doesn't really, as you said, as someone that doesn't understand like why everybody,
I just don't listen to her music, so I don't know. I don't get it. Like I don't know what's going on there. Why?
So I think that Taylor Swift is the definition of someone coming back stronger from something that pulled her down.
So what pulled her? I don't know anything about her.
Like she's gone through a lot, like many people have. But Taylor Swift has shut the fuck up everybody that has talked bad about her.
Wow, that's cool.
And that's, let's say, Kanye West or Scooter Braun, or when people thought that she didn't dance good or didn't sing good, or that she was just like, a mean person. Okay, those people, right? Mm-hmm. She let that slide, would take a break, come back stronger, and look at her now.
That's so cool. Wow,
and
I didn't know that.
That is something that has made me love her so much, is that she didn't have the perfect life. She is not perfect. She shows it though. Mm-hmm. She shows it that she's so real, and it's inspiring to see that if she can get up with everything that happened to her, you should too.
Yeah.
Look at her. She was in one point so hated, and now she is the most loved person in the world. Why? Because she didn't give up. And I think that is something that makes her her, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's
why
so
didn't she
true.
give up? She didn't start like, you know, like crying or anything like that. It's not that. She just started writing songs
Wow.
about her life. And
That's inspiring.
You know, so like that is inspiring for me.
Yeah.
You know, and she's done things and she took the negative into a positive. Okay, you're gonna tell me that I don't dance good? I'll make a video dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like you're gonna steal my masters in my music? Okay, I'm gonna make the same songs so you don't benefit from them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Wow. You know?
Yeah, that's so cool. I didn't know that about her. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. I think people love her because of what she's accomplished and like how she's dealt with every obstacle.
Mm-hmm. There's time. Do you have this where you like sit up, you can't sleep at night because you have so much like you're dwelling on something and it like keeps you up?
Yes.
That's like what my anxiety does.
No. That's one of the problems for me in this show is that I have so much anxiety. I don't sleep, and that affects me when I dance.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You only have 1 week to train too.
You only have 1 week to train. Literally, you only have 1 week to train. So you have to do 3 things: rest, eat very well, like don't start eating like really bad stuff, and I think therapy. That's what I do.
Oh, that's good.
Therapy.
I'm proud of you because that helps you like stay on
Those
track.
are the 3
mental.
things that those are
Mental
the 3
is really
things
important.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us your life when you're in Dancing with the Stars. Like you train every single day, right?
Yeah. So my life in Dancing with the Stars is they put me at 5 p.m. to train, which I love because Harry's always at 5 p.m. They put us in the last. I mean, the people that I love the most are always in the last, like when it comes to rehearsals. So it's literally me rehearsing, and then Harry comes in because they need help with the step, and then I need help with the step. So Riley comes in and helps. So it's like a family.
Aww.
I feel like a family. Like I've gotten very close with like 3 specific people.
Who are they?
Ariana,
Yeah.
Harry, and Sochi. But definitely like Ariana is someone that, you know, and Sochi and Harry. What am I fucking talking about? All 3 of them
Just
I
in
love.
their unique ways.
Yeah,
they're so different when I went with you.
Yeah, they're so different. Ariana is very strong, and she will tell you how it is. You know,
Love
she'll
that.
tell you something that you don't want to hear, but you should hear. I think Sochi is just full of light. She just gives you that positivity that you need. And she's
Yeah.
just so nice. And then there's Harry, who is so funny,
He's
so
the best.
fun.
He lights up a room.
He lights up a room, and you need that. And it's just you want to laugh. My God, you want to laugh. And I think it's like I got to make sure of everything. So when I have a problem, I go to this one. And when I have this, I have to go to this one. Or when I want to talk shit, I go to Harry. You know?
Yeah, but I love you and Harry's friendship too.
You
that
don't
has like bloomed
understand,
so much because you guys just like feed off each other because you guys are both very like bright lights in a room and like the entertainers of a room. So like you guys together is just so fun to watch.
If you see what we talk about in our DMs, like just like what we send each other and everything, it's to die for. Like, it's so funny because we're just fucking around.
Yeah.
Fun.
He's like he doesn't take life so seriously, which is nice, and
Which
you're that way.
He makes me not take everything so seriously that will affect me in the competition.
Yeah. Okay, so you training every day is like mind blowing to me because you're like obviously you don't even live in California, right? You live in Miami, so you're out here, flew out here. You have your mom with you. You're training every single day, even on Sundays. Like, first of all, that's just a lot. And then, so do you get to pick the song? And like, you do?
Yes, you get to pick the song.
But they don't tell you what type of dance you need to do.
They don't.
So they'll just throw it on you
Yes.
and then you pick a song.
Yeah, so I picked a song. So I'm picking the songs and everything, and I love the songs that I'm picking. And I asked Harry, I'm like, "Are you picking the song?" He's like, "Yeah, just put whatever." And I was like, "Did you know that like Toy Story is like Quick Step?" And he's like, no, is it a quick, like he doesn't know. And I feel so bad because every week is like another struggle, but he kills it, you know.
Yeah.
But he's just like, I didn't know, like I just chose a song and like, you know, sent it over. It's like, it is weird that Arranca from Becky G is like your favorite song, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if it is, that's amazing, but like I for sure know that his favorite songs are not, you know,
Yeah.
the songs that he picked.
Wow. So you pick it,
Arranca's
and then,
like my favorite song, you know, like, but his, I'm like, I wonder if you know what it's saying.
and then do you like decide like all the like props and what you're wearing, or how does that go about?
I don't pick the props and I don't pick what I'm wearing, but I could.
You tell them what
I'm
you
just
like,
not a
because I remember you picking your pants.
Yeah, I'll pick my pants. Be like,
Gasolina.
no, they tell me like, what do you want? Like, what style? And I was like, oh, I like this style.
Oh,
You know,
that's
like,
cool.
But I'm not gonna like, I don't know how to design it.
Yeah,
the
you just
color.
tell them what you want to
Yes,
wear.
I
Oh,
tell
that's
them what I wanna
cool.
wear, yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to tell this story. So when I went to go see you when you were on your first episode,
Yeah.
which I'm so excited you brought me because that was such a cool episode.
You were in a good one. You were in a good episode.
Yeah. What blew my mind the most was how real it all is, because they always talk about a lot of like reality shows like it's all like kind of fake behind the scenes. This is like
Everything is so real.
so real. It blew
is
my
very real.
mind. So like they'll cut the camera and then everyone's like running to move to their spots. And then I was sitting right behind Kyle Richards and all her daughters.
Okay.
And then Mauricio's on it from Beverly
Yeah,
Hills
yeah.
Housewives. And so when I was next to them and I was next to his mother, Mauricio was one of the last two people to decide who's getting like taken off the show.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle and his mom looked at me and she's like, my heart's dropping. Like, I feel sick. And then Kyle looks at her daughter. She's like, what the hell is going on? So then I'm like, oh shit, this is real.
No, this is real.
They have no idea. We don't know. And then I started to
we
feel
don't know
sick.
either. We don't know either. I can go home next week. I wouldn't know. Because it's about votes. So someone knows what's going on, but we don't.
Yeah, that was what blew my mind, because I always like, I live in Hollywood and I always like, you know, there's a lot of people that are on
Yeah.
reality shows and you hear things in there, like here and there, but
Yeah.
that is like legit.
It's legit.
Yeah. So that's crazy
That's
to
crazy.
me.
Yeah.
So do you have any goals for the season?
I think my goal for this season is to, my God, I think my goal to this season is to be better than the last dance. I mean, I think
Yes.
everyone's goal is that. Even if you get 9s or 8s or 7, if I got a 5, get a 6. After the 6, get a 7. I think that's my goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's go into your friendships and relationships.
Yes.
So you've probably met so many different types of people along your path.
Yes, yeah.
What do you feel like has been a struggle for you being in the industry and
Yeah.
making friends? And like, what do you feel like has like kept good ones around you?
I think that whatever you're going sometimes in life, whatever you're going through in life, I'm very lucky with the friends that I've had. Honestly, I am. I'm very happy. But, you know, your life moves on and sometimes you're looking for something else. And I'm going to show you like an example. Hannah will always be my friend in my life, like someone that I love in my life. But I might hang out more with someone that is married because I'm married right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not that I love Hannah more or less. I love Hannah, let's say that. But let's say I'm living in Miami, so I don't hang out so much with Hannah. And I hang out with Seth, a friend of mine that is married and wants to have kids. So the conversations are different. It's where I am in life. But when I come here, I go back to myself when it comes to like, you know, like doing videos. And that's where me and Hannah come in and we're like, you know, doing everything together. And I can't do that with other friends, for example, you know?
Yeah,
and then
that
when I
makes
want
sense.
to like, just like be myself again and in another way, like I want to be emotional, I go to my childhood friends. So I think that it depends on what's going on, you know?
That's so true. Yeah, because they always say like
Yeah.
one person can't fulfill everything you're looking for.
No. Exactly. I mean, I have a relationship with Hannah that is different from the relationship that I have with other people or my childhood friends or the ones that are married today and everything. So I keep them all though. I keep them all and whatever's happening, like happens, you know?
Yeah. How has it been for you to find friends that are like genuine and real and like genuinely care about you? Like, how do you know the difference to be able to tell?
How I find the difference between who actually cares about you is those people that are going to be with you when you're at your lowest. Let's say you're not famous anymore, you're not relevant, if those people are still hitting you up and want to invite you to places and love you and are always like texting you to see how you are, those are the ones.
That's so true. Yeah, because I feel like when you're in this industry and obviously you have a lot of people that are automatically going to suck up to you.
Yes.
Because you're
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
which is hard. Right?
Yeah. And that also comes with like relationships that are not friendships, like just like boys. You know?
Yeah, that's true. So how do you go about knowing who's like, what are like red flags for you to know who's like genuine or who's not? Like, have you had any situations in your life with certain people that you thought were people you can trust, that you saw different sides of them and were like, okay, that was a learning lesson for me. Like, I can't.
I think one red flag that I see in like some friendships is that when you feel hurt and when you're telling that person something like, hey, you hurt me or you did this to me, do they actually feel bad? Or are they just like, oh, I'm sorry. Is that what you want to hear? But if they feel really bad, that's when you know that's a good person. But if they're trying to say sorry to move on and to, to like let this pass and not hear you, that's for me a red flag.
Yeah, because I remember when we were talking one time, we hung out and we like were chatting and eating pizza till like 4 a.m. or something. Yeah. You told me a story which was so inspiring, and you don't have to say who.
Okay.
But I want you to tell it now, where you've had a lot of people in your career that have tried to like, that were close with you and then try to take you down. And like the way you just have looked at those situations when someone was trying to take you down was so inspiring to me. So like, you don't talk shit about them. You don't go out of your way to like.
No. Yeah. So So sometimes sometimes I feel like we love the revenge, the redemption, the this. And then we always think of like, oh, when I see him and I'm, on the top and he's in the bottom, oh, that's when I'm going to, like be like, haha,
Yeah.
But honestly, and I thought that when I was going to see those bullies or whatever, someone that didn't treat me right, and I'm going to see them, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. It's completely the opposite. Every single person that has talked shit about me or that has made me feel sad or any type of way, when I meet them and they act nice and they're like, hey, I'm sorry I talked shit about you, or I'm sorry I did this, or hey, like you changed so much. I literally look at them and I'm like, thank you so much. Like, because of you, like I am who I am.
Wow.
I am who I am. I am strong because of what you did to me. And I'm so grateful, and I hope that your life is amazing. And do you want to hang out? Let's hang out.
Wow.
Because I don't have time. I don't have time to feel negative towards someone. I don't have time.
And you've had situations where people have tried to like pull you into drama online, and you've like not spoken about it and held your head high.
When somebody pulls you into the drama, don't talk about it. It's fine. Like, don't talk about it. People, as I said, people move on. People move. They don't care that much about you. Like, how much are you affecting these people that they're going to talk about you forever? Like, Don't they have lives?
Yeah. But it's hard to do because a lot of people, if you have a bunch of people being like, so Lele, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? What are you going to say? Or what's going on? Like, for you to stay like clear and being like, I'm just going to focus on me and prove it through my actions and like be a better version of myself is super empowering.
Yeah. I mean, it's also important to know that if you've also let someone down or done something to somebody else, first of all, you not only should always fucking feel bad, but try to be better. Try to learn from that, try to always evolve and reach out to that person. Sometimes I feel like when we hurt someone and we know we hurt them and we let someone down, we just like try to be like, okay, well, whatever, like, it happened and it happened. No, it didn't just happen. Reach out to the person. You owe them a huge conversation. Yeah. You owe them an explanation. You owe them everything. I think that's very important. Some people just like, they do something and then they leave. And I think it's important. And I've learned that if you're going to leave at least know that you tried to fix something, or you tried to own up to what the fuck you did.
What do you feel like is the most beautiful part about social media, and what do you think is the darkest part?
I'll tell you the fucking darkest part. Okay. I think one of the best things about social media is collaborations, meeting new people. I think it's communication. I think it's having a platform that you own, that you're showing your talent in that platform. And it's like a little journal, you know, you put whatever you want in that. Now, I think the bad thing about social media is that we're losing that social connection in person, you know, and that we're sometimes faking that life. And then the negative comments come because that person's probably going through something and wants you to feel the same way they are feeling, you know. And I think one of the worst things about social media is also, my God, I'm going to say it, is the people that run social media don't care so much about your feelings. For example, if you're being bullied, if you're being mistreated, if someone's saying bad things about you, you usually do like guidelines and stuff like, hey, this person's doing this. And there's always an excuse. This is, you know, there's always an excuse. I think that when it comes to social media, freedom of speech is taken out of context. You know what I mean? I think that you can't just use freedom of speech as an excuse to be mean to someone. I think that's a problem with social media. And even the people that run social media, I can be like, this person is saying like that I did this and this, that, which I didn't do, right? Let's say I didn't do something and someone's like, oh, this person did this. And I tell the team and they're like, well, you know, they can say whatever they want.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but wait, but so why do you have the guidelines? You know, the guidelines say, I'm being bullied, I'm being harassed, I'm being this, I'm being that, I'm that. And you put it like, you put in the guidelines, hey, I'm being treated like, they don't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's so true.
That's the bad part.
Yeah.
Is
the misinformation.
Yes.
You don't know what's true and what's not true because we're overloaded with information. And that's the part of freedom of speech. That's the dark side.
Yeah. And
that's
I think freedom of speech is amazing. You should, but don't use that don't use freedom of don't use freedom of speech as an excuse to be mean to someone. You know what I mean?
So true.
Please don't, because I can say tomorrow, I don't like this person. That's okay. That's okay. You don't like this person, you know? I don't think she's pretty. Okay, say it. But being like, I think this person should honestly die. I think, you know what I mean? That is freedom of speech. You can say that.
Yeah.
But that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know?
Has there ever been like times where you kind of just like wanted to run away from it all? Because I feel like with someone that has anxiety, having social media and getting all these likes and seeing your followers grow and having to constantly go and do the next thing and the next thing because you do one thing and then now you have to do the other. Like it's never ending. Like has there ever been a time you're like want to run away from it all?
So this is my advice to everyone, to you, to everyone who's watching and seeing this, is you have to take breaks even if you're going through something good in your life. Because you're preparing yourself for those times that you're not going to go through something good in life and you're going to have a meltdown. But because you've had that experience and that break, it's more likely that you won't have those moments. So take breaks, and that's okay. Take breaks, take short breaks when not only when you need them, but just for you, because you're going to need them, because it's preventing stuff to happen in the future.
That's cool. I love that. Yeah. So if you it's all about balance.
Balance yourself out, you know. Sometimes you're so on top of the world and everything, it's like everything's going great. It's not always gonna go great. But if you've taken so many breaks, like when I say break, it's like take like 5 days off, you know, a month, you know, or like a week off a month, to just focus on yourself. Keep on working, but focus on yourself. Do something that you love, you know, that type of breaks. Go to therapy. Even if it's like, even if in therapy you're like everything is doing great, just do it. Because what happens with people that have meltdowns sometimes is because they've bottled up many things in them. And I think that it's important to let it out, even if it's with your friend or your mom or your dad. Let it out, because that way you don't bottle it up and then you have a meltdown in the wrong moment.
Has anyone ever taken advantage of you when you really needed a friend in your life as you were growing in your career?
Yes. And I'm never going to say who this person is, because this person is so dangerous, you know, but there was this one person that I was going through something here during, like, you know, when I used to live in LA, who literally, like, you know, like emotionally and other things abused me. And I never wanted to talk about it. Never did. Never will really, really talk about it, because, you know, when you let someone in your life, right? And that person studies you and they get your secrets almost, and they take it like advantage of that. So I had this one person who I'm not gonna say who it is, but this person came into my life when I was not the happiest, when I was most vulnerable, and those are the scary ones. This person is very dangerous. Those are the type of people that are very dangerous, the ones that come into your life when you're most vulnerable, to suck stuff out of you,
So
to
true.
get your secrets and to use them against you. So this one person, while I was living in LA, came into my life, studied me, got the best stuff, got my vulnerable side, got my defects and everything. Even if, let's say, one day you say, maybe like to expose you, you know, you say something like that you shouldn't say, or you confess something to that person that you know, you don't want anybody to know, because we all are not perfect. We all are not the nicest people. Let's say that, right? So this person, who I thought was my friend, right? For a year had collected all this stuff, right? And then when this person, when I started seeing the red flags, and I was like, I just back off. Like, I don't want you in my life. Like, you're doing this, and when I say this is this, it's like, you're abusing me. Either it's physically or emotionally. Get out. This person had all this stuff, you know, whether it's videos of you naked, or videos or you saying stuff, or text messages of you being real about something, or you don't want to talk about this one person, you talk shit on this person, you talking bad, right? Anything of you not being
your best version.
Yes, like, the best version of yourself.
We all go through those moments.
Yeah, we all go through those moments that we're not the best person. We talk shit. We say things we don't want to say. And this person took advantage of those moments, right? Saved them, and was waiting for that moment that when I said to that person, you're being really mean, I want you out of my life, to use that so I cannot do that to that person. It's like blackmailing.
Yeah, it's
like blackmailing. Yeah. So this person was 10 years way older than me, and I was a child. I was like 20 or something, and this person was more than 30. And this person definitely took advantage of me in any way possible, physically and mentally and emotionally, everything. And I didn't know how to get out of it. No. I didn't know how to get out of it. So how did I get out of it? My family just got involved. And I never, ever, and I'm not going to say who it is, and I'm not going to talk about it, and I'm not going to go into details because there's many details. But this one person continued doing it to other people, and they did come out. These people came out and talked about how that person abused them, did this to them, hit them. And I never talked about it. And this one person also talked bad about me. And I'm looking at him talk, and I'm looking at this person talking bad about me, saying all this stuff. And I still didn't want to speak up on what this person did to me, because this person has just maybe naked pictures, or this person had videos of me that he put a camera, and there's videos of me naked in my house, it's weird. And this person just,
No way.
No, yeah.
It's probably because of who you are too. Like, controlling you is knowing that, like, okay, you have so many followers, the world loves you, and like having those parts of you that are very vulnerable, way of controlling you.
Yeah. I think the worst person is those who come into your life when you're really vulnerable, take advantage of you, use your secrets and your,
parts of you that you're not, like, you're growing through and learning from, and like you were young.
To manipulate you and to use them against you when they need it, or when they need something of you, or when you want to, let's say, free yourself from that person, and they're going to use that to be like, you're not getting rid of me. And I never talked about this person because I'm still really scared.
Yeah.
I'm still scared. Like, if I say who it is, or if I say something about this person, that this person will come out, release, I don't know, naked pictures or naked videos of me, or all this stuff. But I'm happy that there's other people that came out and say what this person did to them.
Yeah.
And it was out and people found out. And I was a coward. I was a very big coward. Because I could have saved these people from this person's manipulation. And I'm still
no, but in a way, it kind of makes sense because it's like you're being blackmailed.
No, and these specific people that were manipulated by this person DM'd me, and I grabbed them, and I picked them up, and I not saved them, but I gave them whatever they needed to get rid of this person.
First of all, not a lot of people even experience something like that in their lives. So that's probably mentally like almost like a trauma for you.
Yeah. I'm that, people are like, oh, man, it's when you're in that situation, you actually don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's not like a movie that you're just like, hit him or do this, do that. Like, oh my God, call the cops.
Yeah.
No, it's more complicated than that. And those people that have been in an abusive relationship know how hard it is to get out of that abusive relationship.
Wow.
And I still to this day, I'm scared.
Wow.
To talk about who this person is. I'm scared, and I hope it does never get to this person, because this person has saved every secret of mine, every vulnerable moment, and is just waiting for the day to just win some money or do something with it.
Well, I'm glad that you said other people have came out about him. So.
Yeah, many people have came out.
So people know.
So many people have come out to talk about how this person has
been
physically, emotionally, mentally abused them. They talked about it already, and I didn't have to. But when you just wait, if this person's an abuser or an abusive person, it's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it did, but not through me.
Wow.
But these people, these three specific people who came out talking about this person are my heroes.
Wow.
Did something I never have ever done. So.
Wow, that's so good.
But
that they actually came out, and then that makes you feel so inspired to know that they spoke up.
They inspired me a lot. They inspired me, and listen, everything teaches you in life. This taught me to not let everyone in just because that person seems nice. Don't let anybody into your life. Just you, to be honest. Even my husband is not so in.
Wow. So go into that more, what you're saying right there. Like how do you create those like levels of your relationships?
I create levels to my relationship because I want something for myself.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband knows everything about me and anything, but he doesn't have to know like what I'm thinking all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like that type of person that if, let's say, I don't like something, like a person or whatever, I'm not gonna go up to my husband and be like, I mean, it's complicated. You're not gonna. Everyone has demon thoughts.
Yeah,
everyone
normal.
has bad thoughts, not demon, but bad thoughts that you're so ashamed of.
Yeah, that you're not proud of.
Yes, you're not proud of. Yes,
yeah.
I'm not gonna say those to anyone.
Yeah,
just to myself.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, and that's healthy.
Yeah,
because they don't need to know every single part of yourself.
Single thing.
Yeah. No. Wow, because you've had that and been taken advantage of because of that. So that's pretty crazy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that if someone puts a camera in your place and films you naked,
they're gonna see some shit. Yeah,
that's my private life. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm sorry that you went through that.
No, it's fine. Honestly, I was 20 or so. So wow, it was a long time ago. I think from every relationship, there's a step closer to. Every relationship is a step closer to finding that one person.
Yeah, that's so true.
I found, and that person's completely the opposite and treats me super well.
And you know how to like spot those like red flags in the other person.
Yeah, now and thank you to this person who was so toxic. I now know the red flags.
Yeah.
And I will never do them, never follow anybody like that again. And also help other people who are going through the same thing and see this is a red flag. This is where it's going. Yeah. Stop now.
Wow.
So now I have a great person.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because I know that's a very hard part of your life.
I still don't say who it is.
Yeah. So I appreciate you. Okay, so let's go into your wedding and marriage with Guina. Do I say his name right? Guina?
You said Wampa.
I said Wampa.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Everybody wanted that to happen.
Why not? So let's go into that'd be so funny. I fucking said. So let's go into your marriage with Wina.
Yeah.
You had a wedding that was the most viral wedding on the internet of all time.
Intense.
Tell us who your bridesmaids were, about the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay, so my maid of honor was Isadora, my cousin, my only cousin, and she's the love of my life. She's everything. She's the most important person in my life. Her and Lorenzo, my cousin. So her. Then it's Nana, my childhood friend from high school that I've always had. You know.
Aww.
Then it was Hannah, who we all know.
Yes.
Do I have to talk about who Hannah is?
You're like, we all know.
We all know Hannah. And then it's Anita, who's been my friend. I mean, people that have followed me know about the Downtown music video, everything that I've gone through with her. I went to Brazil with her. I mean, she's one of my closest, top 5 best friends that I have. But for years, you know. Paris, who has been someone that has accepted me the most in my life when I came to LA, and has been there for me in every moment and privately.
Wow, I love
privately
that.
Because it's not, everybody's like, when did you meet Paris? No, for 7 years I've known her, and every single time it's always something private, and I've shared just way too. She was abused. Wow. I was abused, you know, and we were there with each other in that moment when we were both in toxic relationships.
Wow.
So that also has helped a lot. And then Nicole Garcia, who is my Venezuelan baby, who has been a friend of mine, has helped me a lot through the years. She actually told me about the relationship. Nicole is the one that told me about the truth about the person who I was with and how abusive this person was. And she was the only one that told me this is what's going on, and I did not listen to her.
Wow.
So
so these are like lifelong people.
Yes. And yes, these are lifelong people. And then there's Isabella Grutman, who is my ideal friend when it comes to the marriage, the mom life.
Cool.
And I talked to her the most about that.
Yeah.
That's why she was one of them there, because she's that type of friend that I'm going to have more than because moving forward, that's the friend that I'm going to be with.
Yeah.
You know?
You're like, we're going to be happy.
Yes.
Kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was it
and then
like?
There's one more.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And then there's Kimberly Loaiza, which is like in my career, I've spent just way too much time with her. Like, she's amazing. She became a really, really, really close friend of mine when it comes to like music and social media and everything. And I do appreciate her so much because she's taught me a lot and she's changed my life. And I think she was one of the people that I really cared a lot of in that day. I really wanted them to be there.
Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, so these are like lifelong sisters.
These are lifelong friends. But when I did get married, there was one TikTok of this girl who literally said, when Lele replaces all her childhood friends for like famous friends. And I was like, no. My life is my life.
Yeah.
I have a relationship with all these people and they're different. And I can have paragraphs and everything about these people. You don't get to decide that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? The people that I had in my life, my childhood friends, 5 of them are there.
Yeah.
You just don't care and you don't know and you want likes and you want, that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're just such a bright personality in a room, and like I've just seen you out to like, even when we went to Coachella and there's a lot of influencers around, there's a lot of influencers that are closed off and like want to only hang out with their groups, and you're very like open.
Oh my God, I don't have a clique. I literally go everywhere. You want to invite me out? I'm with the weirdest people. That's why in my wedding, there was a huge crossover.
What I was going to say. Like, you had every influencer and their mom there.
It was Whitney Harlow, which was an amazing model, with Steve Aoki, one of the best DJs, and Diplo as well. And then you had Paris, and then you had the singers, and you had the influencers, and you had everything, because I have had a very great long life of meeting people, and I wanted to bring all of them together. They have all contributed something very special to my relationship with Guayna and my life. I don't care if you didn't understand, why did she invite this person and this person? It doesn't matter. It's my night.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain yourself why you invite someone.
It's like all the people that were a part of your journey and your career and watched you do what you were doing. Yes. And then
Steve Aoki, he helped Guayna propose to me, for example. You know what I mean? Like, everyone had something.
That's so cute. I love that. Yeah. And then it was just funny because I went to Coachella with you a little bit after that, and everyone was running up to you saying like, oh my God, I watched your wedding. Like, your wedding was so famous. Oh, thank you. And so talk about like how Guayna like proposed to you on stage and how that all went down. Were you nervous?
I was very nervous I didn't know when he we've been talking about like getting married. So that was in my mind already. We were talking about it now. When it was going to happen, we don't know. How it was going to happen, still didn't know. So when it did happen, in the way that it did happen, I was shocked. Bro, like, what are you going to do? I blacked out. That's when it took me a while to say yes to him. I was like,
How many people were in the crowd?
No,
it was like hundreds and thousands of people just watching you guys.
I know, it was very intense, very intense. So that was beautiful.
I'll tell everyone so that they know if they didn't see. He brought her on stage at this music festival, Tomorrowland, huge, and proposed to her on stage. It went viral all over the internet, like crazy. That is a really next level proposal.
No, and he was like, "Well, you're such a like spontaneous person, Lele. I wanted to do something like it was for you. You know, some people like in the beach and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so you." I was like, "Oh, of course, yeah." Like, I love festivals, so
that's so cool. Okay, so how did you meet him? And when you met him, did you know it was him that you wanted to be with?
Okay, so this is very controversial because nobody really understands what really happened. All right, so I met Guaina because he did Rebota. And I loved that song, right? Mm-hmm. And he knew that because I did a video about it. And
so that's his song.
Yeah, that's his song.
Wow.
I hadn't met him in person until he came in October to LA for the Latin AMAs. And I was doing a song with his best friend, Liano. And he found out and he came to meet me, even if it's as a fan or whatever. I wasn't talking to him at all, you know? I told him, like, I love your music and that's it. And then what happened was he met me. I met him. Didn't really like him. No, not at all. I didn't like him. I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, like we'll fool around, but I really don't like you.
Yeah.
For months, he was trying so hard. He was the nicest. He would fly to LA. He would get he was so cute. He would do crazy stuff, to be honest, like crazy stuff. And then I still didn't like him. And then during COVID,
which was a weird time for everyone.
2020, he left. He was like, well, I love you. And I said, thank you. And after I said thank you, he blocked me.
No way.
He didn't want anything to do with me. And I was devastated. But then I was like, whatever. Like, I'll move forward. I don't care. So then we had, in that moment, recorded a song. But we canceled it because he, blocked me and he didn't want to do anything with it. And 3 months went by. It was, July already. You know, because, it started, around March, you know, so... It's July or something. I don't even know how many months. I don't know what the calculations were probably bad. But yeah. So it was definitely summer, and I saw him in the studio, and then when I saw him, time has passed by, and then I was like to my friends, I was like, why am I attracted to this guy? Why am I attracted? I don't like him. No, I don't like him. And my friends were like, and I was like, no, I don't. So we talked, me and Guaina, about releasing the song, and we talked about it, and we were going to release it. So the day of that we released that we did the music video, I was so attracted to him, and I was so mad, you know, of how attracted I was to him. And it was intense, and he hated me. He told me, he was like, I hated you. I did not want to do the song. I did it because, you know, whatever, song.
Yeah.
So, the song comes out, and you know, sometimes when the song comes out, it doesn't do good and you move on.
Yeah.
But it did great. So what does that mean when something does great? You do press, you do this, you have to be doing stuff together to make the song bigger. And that's when I was like, I love him. And he told me, I told him, I like you. And he said, you got to prove it. You got to prove it. Like, I proved that I loved you. You got to, how do you say, conquistarme? You have to not seduce me. You have to win me back over. Yeah. He was like, you have to win me back over. You do, because I don't trust you. You said you treated me so badly. I don't trust you. Now is your time to prove that you like me. I have to see it, and you have to win me back.
Wow.
And that's when I went crazy, and I did everything to win him back. And I did things that you would do in high school. You would do parties to be able to see him. You know what I mean? You would do parties because you want to see him and organize stuff. You would tell your friends, please say something nice about me. You know, that stuff. You would, like be nice, like like the typical things that like like be really pretty and like all that stuff. So I did a lot to be able to be with him because he didn't believe that I liked him. So you know what I mean? And then I stopped. I stopped doing everything and trying to
win him
back. And then 2 weeks after I stopped, and he noticed because I was on top of him, he came to LA and he was like, let's try it.
Wow.
And he knew everything I did for him. So when I talked about how I got Guayna, people think that that's how I met him, that I met him by doing parties and this and this. No, there's another backstory.
Yeah.
He told me he wanted me to prove him that I liked him. So I did so much for him. So when I did this interview, I said all the things that I did for him, the crazy stuff I did for him. And people took it as I forced him to be with me. I did witchcraft to be with him. Yeah, no, I know. I did a witchcraft that I did the most and for him and everything like that. So I got backlash until forever, like until now. I still get backlash, like, oh, you're in like she did some powers on you, or she did this, or don't you understand she's a psychopath for doing all the things that she did. And he said it. He was like, because of all the things that she did, I love her.
Yeah.
You know? And
you could tell he loves you so much
and
in
I'm
person.
gonna tell you, would I do the same thing again? Yes, because Guayna is worth fighting for.
Yeah.
100%. I will fight for him every time, every day. When I got married with Guayna, when you get married, people think, oh, she got married. Okay, she's good now. I'm good. I got married. I got it. Good. That's when you start trying harder than ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when you get married, that's where the battle starts, because you're now living with this person. You can't just run away now. Mm-hmm. You could before, but now you're married. You want to make it work no matter what. And every single day I do details for Guayna to show him how much I love him. I still do.
Wow.
And he does the same for me, because you fight every day because you need the spark.
Yeah.
You want to go on dates. You want to go out. You want to make him love you every day more and more with little details.
I love that. Yeah, it's like relationships only work when you always work on them.
Yeah,
and
both
you're constantly
have to,
growing
you
and changing.
You both have to work on it. If it's just one person working on in a relationship, it's on balance. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And I think you will know, and that's okay. You will know when someone stops loving you. Mm-hmm. It's so clear, and you're blind to see it, but it's so clear. And I think that yes, you'll hate that person, but I'd rather someone tell me, hey, I don't love you, than go cheat on me.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's also a lot of pressure for you guys having so many people watch your relationship, right?
And it's a lot of pressure because many people don't want me to be together with Guayna because of what I said, how I conquered him or whatever. Not conquered, or like win him over. They're just saying that I'm a psycho and like all this stuff. And I'm just, so many people have tried to end my relationship with Guayna.
No way.
Yes, many people. Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that love it. So you have to just focus on that.
Yes.
What is it like? Obviously, Guayna's like he's doing his own career. You guys are both building these amazing careers. Yeah. What is that like? Because you're now like filming Dancing with the Stars away from him. What is he doing? And like, how do you guys stay connected and like chase your goals at the same time?
I mean, me and Guayna are very balanced. Because he's doing his own thing and I'm doing my own thing, but we also do stuff together. We did an album together right after our wedding. We live together. We do videos together, as you can see. But at the same time, I do my thing. I'm doing Dancing with the Stars, and he's doing his album. He's doing his music. So we balance each other out because it's not like I'm waiting for him at home or he's waiting for me. We're so distracted, and then we come back and we talk about it, and we have things to say. So.
Yeah. It's like you're catching up with your best friend too, probably.
Yes, we're always catching up with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool because not a lot of couples get to experience what that's like. It's very like you get married, you move in, you have kids, you settle down, you come home, you cook dinner. Like you guys are like building these huge careers.
Yes, yeah.
It's 100%. Like very different. So I know that you've kind of chatted with me, but I don't know if you want to chat about it publicly. Like you obviously want to have kids next.
100%. I definitely want to have kids next. I want to have kids in maybe 2 years, or like a year and a half. I definitely do.
Wow.
I'm ready. I mean, to have kids, you have to have many factors. You have to be emotionally, mentally ready. You have to have a stable relationship. You have to love kids also. You should want to have it. I think it's that. I think you have to have also a really good support system,
Yeah.
you know, because you need help. It's not easy. So I think that's many things.
How many kids do you want?
He wants 4.
How many do you want?
3.
You guys will decide.
Oh yeah.
Let fate.
Let's pray.
Okay, so let's kind of wrap up. One of the things I like to do is take a moment to close your eyes and envision yourself in 3 years from now. What will you have accomplished?
I want to be a mom. That's the first thing. I know I'm going to be a mom in 3 years. I know that I might move back here for my dreams.
I'd be so excited.
Yeah. I might move back here to pursue, you know, directing.
Wow.
I want to do that. Directing.
You're such a freaking beast.
nothing.
Jesus Christ.
Thanks.
Like, wow.
Thank you.
That's so cool. You just go to like accomplish the most amazing things that people can only dream to like do. So it's just so empowering. What would you say is your $1 billion quality that got you to where you are today?
My $1 billion quality of why I'm
that you feel like you've gotten to where you are today, that's taking you to the levels you've gotten to. What's the quality within you that you feel like took you there?
I think it's the willingness to not give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm someone that doesn't give up. I can't. I think it's me. I think it's me. It's me. It's like that mentality of moving forward when it seems like you can't.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Let's wrap up. Thank you. Okay, so tell everyone where they can find you on all social media platforms.
You can find me on every social media platform except, I don't really use Facebook. I'm going to be honest with you. So you can find me everywhere else. Lele Pons.
And we're watching you every Tuesday night on Dancing with the
Tuesday
Stars.
night on Dancing with the Stars.
So
Yes.
we're so excited to see you. Love you so much.
I love you.
This is such a good episode. Thank you so much, my $1 billion baby, for listening to today's episode. As always, let me know what parts resonated with you the most in the comments. I will be replying to all of you. Me and Lele will be reading them, and we feel so good to share this all with you. As always, I'll be filming new episodes and releasing them every Tuesday. You can visit me on all social media platforms, $1 billion baby, as well as Instagram, TARUHHH. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.